Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Filmmaker Mike and the boys. We got everyone today. Oh, shit. We got Jester,
Hey.
Pinhead,
What's up?
and Kuya.
My cabbages!
Recording earlier on a Sunday because tonight, in less than 3 hours, I will be witnessing Dune Part 2. So I figured we might as well get this episode out because if we wait till next week, there's going to be way too much to talk about.
Yeah.
But this week we already got 3 episodes of season 3 of The Bad Batch, and then of course 8 episodes of, I guess, book 1 of Avatar: The Last Airbender, live action series on Netflix.
Season 1, not book 1. No such thing.
Season 1, no such thing.
It's an adaptation.
Because the
Okay.
book is the animated series, and that's all holy.
It is
Yep.
all holy. We shall not profane thy name.
Alrighty, so Bad Batch. We got 3 episodes. I really liked them. I really enjoyed them. I like that they took their time with the story and showing the passing of time, and really letting you realize, like, man, it's a pretty dire and hopeless situation for Omega and for Crosshair as they're held captive. Yeah, the first episode, Confined, is 32 minutes. Second episode, Paths Unknown, is 26 minutes. And then the third episode's Shadows of Tantus is 26 minutes. So I really enjoyed all the 3 episodes. I thought it was very well balanced. You got episode 1 showing Omega and what she's been up to, and Crosshair. Crosshair has kind of got that PTSD, and he's also his hands are shaking. He's no longer what he used to be. So that's interesting to see. Huh?
Or is he?
Or is he? And then second episode, we also got the return of young Boba Fett in the form of Daniel Logan, providing a voice for cadet clones.
Just one.
Or just one, that's right.
Just one.
The other kid is voiced by that kid from Deadpool 2.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Or the fat kid?
Yeah.
The fat kid, yeah. He voices 2 of them.
Another Kiwi actor. So, and they really kept it legit. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
He did good. I gotta give him credit. I didn't even catch the difference until the credits, man.
Right. But I could definitely tell, like, he sounded a bit different from Daniel Logan, but still, like, there was a similarity. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, and then of course the third episode, Emperor Palpatine is back.
Yep.
Should I say Sheev Palpatine and the M count? Oh my God, midichlorians!
I wonder what the M count means.
They call it M count now? Is that what it is?
Well, they've called it M count since Mandalorian, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yep. Talking about Grogu.
Yeah. Season 1 or season 2 is when it was dropped. That's right. And then Dr. Hemlock, being the asshole that he is all the time, like
he's awesome.
Yeah, great villain, great character. And it's interesting. I saw a clip of everybody's favorite Star Wars theory saying, it's leading up to the sequels. I'm like, can someone tell this guy? Can someone tell this guy what really is supposed to happen here? What did you think? What did you think it was going to lead up to?
I'm glad it is. I'm glad they're fixing these plot crap holes. You know what I mean? Like, fix it, man.
It's essentially leading up to the sequel trilogy. And when Poe Dameron says somehow Palpatine returned, it's all going to make sense. By the time
we'll have the Bad Batch that makes sense. Oh, that's how he returned.
Exactly. And then everyone else who didn't watch the Bad Batch was like, what are you talking about? Like, it's there.
Well, Project Necromancer was also mentioned in season 3 of Mandalorian, right?
Yes, it was mentioned there as well.
Like Hux's papa was ahead of the project at that time.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so dude, it's all gonna I can't complain about it, dude. I'm glad they're at least
shown in whatchamacallit, right? in the best Star Wars ever, the Rise of Skywalker, right?
Yes, it will all lead up to that atrocious train wreck of a movie.
Yeah, but still part of the lore. So
It is. That's why I'm glad they're fixing it. This is why I don't have the theory reactive like, oh man, they didn't just trash it, throw it away. It's like, no, they're not going to trash it. They're not going to throw it away.
They're not
but
starting
fix it.
over.
Just fix it.
Yeah, it all makes sense to me. And I love the visual of the first episode, the visual of the blood samples like looking like a clock dial,
Mm-hmm.
and then looking that overhead shot of them in the lab, and then what's her name, Nalase, speaking as ever so calmly and slowly as ever, like a fucking what's that name of the sloth? The Flash?
Dash
from Zootopia?
Yeah, Dash from or no, Flash. You're right. It is
Yeah.
Flash. Yeah.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed the first 3 episodes. I'm kind of sad that this is the last season, but if they're gonna go out with a bang, then I'm all for it. Lots to look forward to from that trailer that they dropped not too long ago. So yeah, I can't wait. And this has brought me back to again watching Star Wars at midnight. I knew it was dropping at midnight, so I stayed up to watch the Bad Batch. And it's been a while, so I didn't do that since. Oh yeah, Ahsoka, of course, but it's been several months since then. I'm looking for the Bad Batch schedule and
The
let's
episodes.
see. Yeah, because they did drop it.
So we get another one Wednesday.
Yeah, I guess we're just getting one. We're just getting one and not 3.
Well, I believe there's a 2-episode drop
a
halfway through the
two-parter.
season.
Okay, yeah.
I think halfway through the season there's a 2-parter.
Okay. Yeah, so I think there are several 2-parters that were dropping. Anyway, we'll be able to talk about it as we go on with the
Yeah.
next episode anyway. I did want to mention they have announced, or not officially announced, but I guess Collider dropped the big news that The Acolyte will be the next Star Wars series that we will be seeing on Disney Plus. I guess, or it's a tentative release date, and it's
June 5th.
June 5th, 2024 on Disney Plus. And supposedly this is going to be set in the High Republic era. But
It was going to be 50 years before, but now it's it used to be 100 years before, now it's 50.
Now it's 50 years before the Phantom
That's weird.
Menace.
That's weird.
Which is kind of odd, because I was listening on Rebel Force Radio. They were talking about it. And for the longest time, everyone's been like 100 years before the Phantom Menace.
Yep.
Okay? That's a long span of time. But now it's 50 years before the Phantom Menace. And what's re-releasing in May in theaters? The Phantom Menace? Oh, it's been 25 years. Everybody loves the Phantom Menace now. Oh, we're dropping The Acolyte, which is a prequel, looking like a prequel to the prequel. We may see Yoda show up. We may see a young Palpatine show up. Who knows? It's interesting that they now have shifted that timeline from 100 years to 50. So,
which is weird because that puts Pelagius messing around with the governments at that time.
That's right, Darth Plagueis. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
or Plagueis. Yeah, so he'll be. I think at that time he's not on his own yet. I think he's an apprentice still. He hasn't killed his master yet.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know what their game like. Why would they change it to 50 years? That just seems so weird. They were hyping it up 100 years, and all of a sudden just last minute change. Like, I don't know, man. That's kind of concerning.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be weird if they did that crap.
That'd be kind of cool.
If they did what?
Just to rattle the nerves of the nerds, Everybody, oh, I don't know what's going on. It was 100, now it's 50. So,
well, if anything, it does seem like they're definitely going to capitalize on the closer connection to the Phantom Menace, which is really interesting because for the longest time when Disney acquired Lucasfilm and Star Wars, we don't like the prequels. We don't want to touch the prequels. Cancel that fucking Clone Wars show. Make Star Wars Rebels. Fuck the prequels. But now it's all the prequel love. Oh, you guys love that prequel stuff, huh? Here's more.
We hurt their wallet. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's why I can't wait for 20 years from now when everybody's embracing the sequels like a motherfucker.
They
So,
will, 100%, dude. I agree
and
with
be like,
that.
oh my god, like Last Jedi was so out of bounds. It was it's imaginary. Yeah. I'm like, shut up, guys.
And that's why for me the Ray movie, as interesting as it sounds, it sounds like that's too close. You should wait a little bit more.
Yeah,
Wait
sure.
for the kids the kids that were that have grown up with the sequel trilogy. Wait for them. Wait 10, 15 years, a little bit more. Maybe it's too late, but Disney's like no.
Make her a season master already.
Yeah. Yeah. Get her pregnant by the
sense.
Force again.
Yeah, something,
Yeah, but only Ray.
Pretty,
forget about Finn. Forget Finn, because we set him up.
That's stupid, bro. No Finn.
We set him up real nicely, but
that Force diddle is awesome. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So yeah, that's what we have so far from Space Wizards. But I am very curious to we haven't seen a trailer drop yet for Acolyte, and if it's coming in June, so they'll definitely have to tease something for it any day now.
I'm so sick and tired of them not releasing trailers until like the last minute. It's really honestly annoying. Like they wonder why they're not making money. They're wondering why they're not getting eyes on the streaming service. Like, well, they don't create any hype. Just like they drop the trailer right before it drops, and they're like, "Oh, hey guys, by the way, this is coming out next month." It's like, okay, like I got friends that didn't even know Bad Batch was coming out yet because like it just dropped so recently.
Part of me feels like they're afraid of the nerds, yeah, like the clapback if they don't like the trailer.
It could be that they're concerned about the overthinking process of like, oh, this trailer's been out for 5 months, and you got all these nerds putting their own theories in their head for months, and then when the story drops,
speculation.
Yeah, no, I'm dead serious. Like that's legit what I think that could be a factor in their thought process.
That's why a lot of a lot of changes were done like post production, right? Like because and reshoots because this because this guy is absolutely spot on with his guesses. This fucking guy with this little tiny ass podcast with filmmaker Mike and the boys and shit. Fucking always right. And Mandalorian 2 was right all the time. It was dead on accurate.
Yeah, no.
Because Mike's got inside credit somewhere. He's not telling us.
Sure.
Inside hookup. Yo, Dave, what's
gonna
happen?
If only they had a Bad Batch premiere in Lucasfilm in San Francisco. I didn't get an invite. I was like, oh, that's nice. You guys enjoy.
It would have been funny if that was the case, right? Dave Filoni, like, this guy, filmmaker Mike, he was so spot on with season 2 of Mandalorian. Let's fuck him up. Like, let's just
fuck that guy.
Change Obi-Wan, change Book of Boba Fett, change everything. So like when he guesses something, it's not what it's supposed to be. It's fun.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Oh, before we leave Star Wars, I do want to mention Samuel L. Jackson was doing an interview recently.
I saw that,
and he said he's just waiting. And like to me, it's like, yeah, really, why are you guys waiting? Of all the spinoffs that you could have done, this one makes sense to me. Like, why is there no? So this is from Empire Magazine. Samuel L. Jackson wants a Disney Plus show for Mace Windu. He's not dead, according to him, of course. Exclusive. So yeah, he says
Jedi survive falling all the time.
yeah. Hey, if you could get cut in half, survive with the power of the dark side, Darth Maul.
I mean, right? If the fandom can will it, like with Boba Fett and fucking Darth Maul, it could happen for Mace. But I'm not sure if he's as popular as those two. So
I think the writers are just afraid to try to fit in that story amongst all the stories they've already got going on.
Yeah. So
make him the background guy. Like make him like there's like reasons why this thing happened and this thing happened, and he's the reason why. That would be kind of like a nice story, like just to cover their asses and stuff.
There's a few things they could do, but they need to have Vader kill him off for sure.
Something
that would be cool, and then you have Star Wars series saying that was in my script, that was in my fan film. Yeah, so Sam Jackson pretty much said, yeah, he's not dead. He's He want everything. Yes, he wants to do it. So, and I mean, yeah, the second most powerful Jedi Master in the Jedi Council during the prequel era could have survived that fall. He could have easily pushed himself to safely, or maybe not. Like he gets fucking beat up because he lost a fucking arm and he's injured, and his ego is fucking bruised as well because he got fucking cut in half by Anakin Skywalker.
He can force motherfucker his way into something. You know, he's just like motherfucker, and then
Mace Windu could have force fart and survived that fall and been fine.
And there would have been a cool story with Mace Windu and Boba Fett fucking tracking him down, trying to seek revenge from his father or his,
that'd be an interesting take. Boba
for the
Fett
longest time. Yeah, like
yeah,
and maybe Mace Windu doesn't want to be a Jedi anymore, but he doesn't know. Like he's gonna have to he's gonna use that. He's gonna rely on the Force, or maybe he's beat up so badly he's like, fuck the Force, like fuck this bullshit, because now they're hunting the Jedi. There's a story there, I think, that could have been that still needs to be told, I think, if it's written well and it's carefully plotted out, where it doesn't change the canon, it fits right in. He can still get maybe he gets killed by Boba. That's the perfect way to get beaten by Boba Fett, because he's no longer the Jedi that he once was. And Boba Fett's much older now, of course. You have fucking Tim Morrison as older Boba Fett. That would have been fucking cool. Or he's killed by Darth Vader.
You just put Daniel Logan in the Boba suit, have him build his reputation right as the Empire's starting, and that's how he builds his reputation, by killing Cad and then killing Mace, even though Cad survived that headshot. Yeah. But still, you know what I mean?
Things that we could have seen in the Boba Fett series.
But Wampas instead, and
baths,
or Power even Rangers. A season 2. I don't care about that's fine. Season 1 already happened. They could still make it in season 2, but
I mean, the Book of Boba, you could just do like a chapter before. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could just do that
completely.
But I think we think too much. It's okay. We have logic, and Disney doesn't have that. They just have money that they like to put in shredders.
So yeah, that's the Space Wizards. You wanted to talk about what game was that?
Oh yes, Helldivers 2.
Helldivers 2, which looks really cool. I wish I could play it, but it's not on Xbox yet. So
yes, so if you are hungry to play it, I say give it at least another month. It is under a lot of CPR at the moment with its servers.
When he wants in.
Helldivers 1 came out a few years ago as a top-down shooter for Sony and computer. So computer and PlayStation is all it was ported for. Top-down shooter, you basically fight bugs for democracy, for managed democracy, and you fight a couple other factions. It is basically like Starship Troopers had a baby with Star Wars and Vietnam
and the Terminator.
Yeah. And then for the sequel, they ported it to where they were like, let's make it a third-person shooter instead of a top-down shooter.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the days of Helldivers 1 top success, they had about 10,000 players on their servers. Helldivers 2, when the servers crashed, had 400,000.
Shit!
Within a week of its launch. A game that is not sold for $60, $80, but is sold for $40.
Huh.
And so it's affordable indie developer. And surprisingly, the entire time, the developer has been extremely transparent with his all the information I just said that he shared. He told everybody, like, hey, this is what we experienced. We were not expecting the success. We're working super hard on getting servers back up to, a reasonable amount. They just put it up to 700,000, and they already said that they see possible outcome of it getting maxed out again. Mm-hmm. They will be working on getting it to hopefully 1 million, which is just insane. And today, I was on today, they're already past 400,000. So the game is like, you can actually see where all the Helldivers are on this map, and you can see where they're all fighting. So I could see on this sector of the map, you've got 100 or 200 to 300,000 Helldivers, actual players fighting the bugs, and on this side you've got 400,000 fighting the machines.
The cool part is also is like it's a community thing. So like if you guys
Yes.
like if there's like a certain amount of victories within the community, you guys take over like a percentage of the planet, and like it is, which is kind of nice for them to, for them to just update like, oh, like you guys didn't play this planet, so this is gonna get overrun again. So you guys need to play this side and that side and this side, and all these things.
Yeah,
Which is
and
like if they do it, if honestly, if they do their cards right, and this is what I'm seeing, this might be that like that mythical cod killer that people are talking about.
100%. Yep.
This might be the one.
This might be the one. Yeah, because they were asked too.
It's fun.
They were asked like, "Hey, can you make this game PvP?" And the developer said, you guys are far too toxic in PvP. This our game is specifically on working together as a team.
Yep.
That's the whole point of Super Earth and managed democracy, quote unquote. And so he's like, no, we primarily want to focus this game on working together as a team and working together. And the funny thing is friendly fire is a thing. You can't turn it off.
Oh, that's cool.
You got to be extra careful not to blow your friends away with airstrikes and headshots and your turrets. And your turrets, by the way, when you drop a turret, it doesn't care if you're in the way. If there's an enemy behind you, you're getting mowed down with it.
Oh shit!
So
that's awesome.
It is increasingly adrenaline spiking, challenging fun with friends, and honestly with randoms too.
Yeah. I heard like like I have a couple of friends that play it, and they're just telling me, dude, like I'm this is my life right now. Like they got they stopped playing like all the other hype games that they had, and right now it's all about Helldivers, and like it reminded me of like the how big Fall Guys came. Like it started off like small, right?
Yep.
And then it just blew up like nuts, and then everybody was like worried because of the server thing, and then like Fall Guys took over, and then they're like, hey, you know what? We're gonna work on this. Please be patient, and they got it. So like like, all the community, the Helldiver community right now, they're like, yeah, we're just gonna wait, whatever. People are having fun.
Dude,
so,
one of the developer actually said to a guy, because a guy had posted on Twitter, he's like, hey man, I can't really afford this game, but like I really want to get it. And the dev actually said like, hey, save your money right now. Our servers are like, people are waiting to get in, so I'd hate for you to spend the little money that you have or don't have to just end up waiting in the game. He's like, as much as I want you to buy this game and spend money, wait a while. And it was like, man, really? Like actual developer saying something like that is pretty crazy.
And there's no buy-in. There's no like in game like you have to take full advantage of whatever. You actually earn your keep.
You earn your keep.
You have to kill it. Yeah, you earn, or you kill a certain amount of things. You have to do something, a certain amount of things before you can earn like the helmet or like the whatever.
Yeah, so you after completing a mission, you get a badge or badges, and then you spend those badges on armor and weapons. And then on the planet, there's like samples while you're fighting that you can pick up, and then those things will help you improve your ship, which improve all your stratagems. And yeah, dude, it's straight up like I was dropped into Starship Troopers, the movie, but like I'm playing it and I got capes. It's a blast. I can't stress it enough. $40. I mean, it's probably the best $40 I've spent in a very long time. And they're gonna add vehicles in soon. Because a friend of mine who is a huge Helldivers 1 fan who has been playing this game along with me, he's telling me he's like, dude, vehicles used to be like a huge part of the game. There's a few like big factions and enemies that they haven't added yet, so I guarantee they're going to add those when they add the machines and the vehicles. And he also said that one time when he was playing, Super Earth actually got captured and he had to fight on Earth against all the machines to like push him back out into space. So he's like, if you're like your society or whatever, people don't fight the machines as they're pushing like they're doing right now, then they could easily get to Earth.
Yep.
So it's pretty trippy,
cool, right? Like it's very like real time. Like, I hate saying real time, but like it's very like like choose your own adventure. Like if you don't do this, this is gonna happen. So
it's loosely like I hate to use the term like realistic, because there's aspects of that game where like you're literally a grunt. So you running and shooting causes your accuracy to be lessened because you're running. You know, you're not gonna just magically have perfect aim. And if you get shot and your leg breaks, you limp. You cannot run. You literally limp and bleed out. If you get shot in the arm, you have like a marker that shows that now your arm's trashed. You can't aim at all. Like you're basically just kind of like flailing when you shoot.
Aim, aim to shoot like a sniper. You can just like do it like third. Yeah, it was pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It is a very well done game. I could easily see this killing quite a few current just money makers that companies have been pushing out. So yeah, I'm thankful, and I'm just glad it's $40, dude. I mean, yeah, you could say that there's like a battle pass, but they said that their battle pass, quote unquote, their war bond will last until this game dies, because they're just going to keep them all in there, and you can spend your badges on whatever you want, however you want. There's no pressure to buy it.
Yeah, the funny thing is the war bonds, like you can actually, when you level up, you'll get the war bonds anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And then like the cash, the super credits that you can buy, you just earn them in the game, and you can even find them on the maps you jump down on. So like, it's interesting. They clearly care about the community. And at the time, when I think there were about 333,000 players, just the base model of the game, which is $40, you can get an upgraded one where you get some new armor and stuff like that for $60. $40 a pop. You're looking at $13 million just in like the first week, and they've clearly made double that now at this point.
Yep.
So small dev, dude. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, I just want to say, if you guys do want to buy, there's currently some matchmaking issues that they're still currently dealing with. They'll probably fix them in the next couple weeks. But after that, I highly recommend to get it. It's a blast.
I wish I had like an empty server that I can rent, have them rent and stuff, like have them play that shit, dude.
I guess Sony hired a few teams to get over there, so they've teamed up with them.
That's
finally.
good.
Yeah, I've been seeing the TikToks and all the memes, and there's also been renewed interest in Starship Troopers, the film itself, because of this game. So, but I didn't know that it was it's an indie game. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm just waiting for it to hit Xbox, then I'd love to join in.
There is a petition out right now. The dev said like, hey, Sony, this is a Sony product, so petition towards them, because we'd love to do it. But yeah, they said that it's Sony owned right now.
Right.
But yeah, they said they want to do it. And it's funny. The game is just highly comedic, not only in its
funny, it's hilarious
playing, but they don't even take themselves seriously. I mean, like literally on the tips that you get, like when you're like diving down to the planet, like you get a tip that like says like, don't drink and drive, like just random stuff like that. Or like there's ads or reviews on the armor that you buy, and it'll say like, oh, my grandmother loved this, so she bought two. And then some of them will have like a 1-star rating, and then it says like, oh, this post has been deleted for treason. It's just like stuff like that. I think it's hilarious. Adds to the ambiance of this crazy, fascist society of these dudes diving down on planets so just to wipe out things that don't look like them.
Interesting.
Nice. Yeah. So
very cool.
There's already protests for the shit too. All the the dumb people trying to say that this is like to teach cis males and all that shit. Like
Nah, it's all satire, bro. It's clearly satire.
And for them to take it seriously, I was just like, really?
They're having to dig pretty damn hard if they want to make it serious. It is straight satire. There's no way. I mean, it's so in your face. It's like Starship Troopers in your face. And the people that are that dumb to take it seriously, like, dude, get out of here.
There's plenty are like, they're trying to protest it already. So
I believe it, man. There was the same issue with Starship Troopers. There were people that believed that thing was actually real. It's like, oh my gosh. Dude.
I'm disappointed. I was hoping to find Christians Against Helldivers 2 Facebook group, but there isn't yet.
There will be.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe I should start it then. And then you can tell like all the people that are in on the joke, and then all the ones that are like, no, this is satanic.
Just the fact that they call it Helldivers.
Yeah. Why are we diving into
hell? We're supposed to be soaring to heaven.
The voice actor for Spider-Man, the Spider-Man games, is one of the voices for like your average Helldiver, and he just goes all out with some of his dialogue, and it's hilarious. I mean, so sometimes you just hear crazy Spider-Man going off.
Nice.
So yeah.
Awesome. All righty. Well, now we're moving on to another big acclaimed TV series, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Netflix bought the rights, or I guess worked with Nickelodeon for a while back. They announced this, I think, in 2020, if I'm not mistaken, and they were filming around 2021. So we got 8 episodes. Most of these, the first episode I didn't realize was an hour and 3 minutes. Most of the episodes are 48 plus, and some of them are like 50 plus minutes. For the original animated series, for those that may not be familiar, they are like 25, 23-minute episodes pretty much. Because it originally aired on Nickelodeon. It started in 2005, and I think it ended like 2008, something like that. I never got to watch the original run, but back in 2010, our friends of ours lent my wife and I the DVD box sets of book 1, book 2, and book 3, and then we just binged them. And as we started, we were just like, "Holy shit, this is damn good!" I can't believe, like, we didn't catch the original run, but because of that, we've grown to love the series ever since. And then, of course, 2009 or was it 2010? M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender, not Avatar, because back then Jim Cameron was like, nobody's gonna call anything else Avatar with my shit, which is actually funny because one of the cast members for Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender, what's his name? Let me get his name. He played Ken Leung, who played Commander Zhao. When he got the call to audition for Avatar, he actually thought he was auditioning for James Cameron's Avatar.
I love that dude. That guy cracks me up, man.
So then he was like, "Oh, not the blue people? Oh, we're the Asian people." Like, okay, yeah. So that was pretty cool. And then, of course, this whole time, when they announced the cast, I was like, "Great, cool." I wasn't very familiar with most of the cast, but of course, when they announced Paul Sun-Hyung Lee as Uncle Iroh, or Uncle Iroh,
man, Iroh.
Uncle Iroh.
Get right. Get right.
Ong.
Hey, don't say Ong.
Hey, Zula.
Oh,
Yeah, when they announced him as Uncle Iroh, I already knew, like, okay, that's fucking locked in right there. And then they announced Daniel Day Kim. Is it Daniel Day Kim?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Daniel
As
Day-Kim.
Fire Lord Ozai. I was like, okay,
Yep,
shit,
good
yeah, there
casting.
we go. Some fucking heavy hitters right there. And then I was surprised Amber Midthunder, who I did not know joined the cast. She was in the premiere. I'm like, oh great, she's a fan, she's watching it. And little did I know that she was actually in the show. I'm like, oh shit, it's the girl from Prey. She's Princess Yue. So I was like, oh shit, that's awesome.
Oh, that's her?
Yeah, that's her. That's her.
Oh.
Yeah. So I gotta say, everyone, it seems like, and myself included, is crushing on Suki, Maria Zhang.
Excellent casting.
Excellent cast. I think they nailed the casting for a lot of these characters. Dallas Liu as Zuko. Gordon Cormier, who I had no idea until a few days ago, is Filipino Canadian. Because when they announced the cast, I'm like, oh great, yay! Lots of Chinese looking people.
Is that all?
Lots of Taiwanese, maybe Korean.
Mike was all like, "Oh my god, he's Filipino!"
And then I find out
Filipino.
I found out the lead was Filipino. I'm like, fuck yes, we scored. We fucking scored. From the animated series, what's his name? Rufio played the villain, and then of course, becomes one of the good guys. As a Filipino, now we get the lead. Now we got the fucking Avatar. I'm like, fuck yes. So, and that's why it also made sense. They were Gordon Cormier and Dallas Liu, both on Aang. Oh shit! See,
quit saying Aang, goddamn.
Both Aang
yeah.
and Zuko were in the Philippines. I'm like, oh, that's great. They're promoting it there. I didn't realize the connection. Like, oh, because of course Gordon Cormier is Filipino Canadian as well. So they were like, "Come over here. We got to show you off to everyone," and then everyone can be like hashtag Filipino pride right there.
Of
So,
course.
but yeah, Ian Ousley as Sokka, and then you got it says Kia Wentillo, but I hear them when they pronounce her name, it's Gia Wentillo, who
Yeah.
plays Katara. Arden Cho is June, and then of course you got a bunch of other. It's a big cast, but I'm really happy with the show. We watched the first episode, we really enjoyed it, and then we said, "Oh, let's continue the rest tomorrow." So Julie says just one episode because she has work the next day. So episode 2, and after episode 2, we just keep going until we finish episode 5, and I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking good. We're both enjoying it. And granted, it's not, and I wasn't expecting it to be an exact carbon copy of the animated series. A lot of it felt to me like the animated series, from the music to the way the episode ends, and like just the way that they were doing things. It's definitely many steps above the M. Night Shyamalan The Last Airbender, because that was what, an hour and a half, 2-hour movie. You barely have time to set anything up. This one, of course, is not, because unlike the book one, it had what, 20 plus episodes. You have 20 plus episodes in each book. This one has 8 episodes, and I understand they have to change some things here and there. That's fine. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I can't wait for season 2. I can't wait to see more. And it's interesting that I thought they nailed the casting of Aang, of Gordon Cormier, because he was 12 when they were filming this. And now when you see him in interviews, he's 14. And there's a difference. That 2-year difference for a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old is huge. So I'm hoping they already either filmed season 2 or they're already going to get started pretty soon, because yeah, he's growing up real fast. So other than that, I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for more. And it's cool to see this now existing after, the very big disappointment that we got on the big screen, because they hyped it up too. Even the teaser, they hyped it up. And everyone was looking for it. We're like, oh shit, Avatar in the movie. But of course, little did we know what we were gonna get. And then fucking rock stomp. There's this video clip now where they make fun of the a bit of that movie. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
So I'm on. I was away for a while. Now
I'm
back.
the Avatar.
I'm on the Avatar.
Yeah. So who wants to go? Who wants to go? Share their thoughts.
Do I just
I'm
obliterate?
gonna go because I have to go.
Okay.
No. I'm gonna go first before because I have to go.
Right. All right.
This isn't an adaptation. It's not a direct application of whatever it is. I understand the hate. I understand why people dislike it because of the combining of the episodes of the beloved sacred episodes, all of the dialogue and all that stuff. It was like blah blah blah. All that. I understand the hate, but the spirit of the show, of that holy show that everybody loves, is in this one. So for me, every single episode that I saw was a joy. The emotions that it got me, because of like when I saw the interaction with Iroh and Zuko, with Zuko and his ship, the interaction between all of these things that brought me the feels when I saw the cartoon for the first time, second time, third time, 10th time, 12th time, whatever. Like it brought it back. So I'm happy, and I told you guys before, if the action scenes is 10 times better, as soon as I see the action scenes, if it's better than the one in the piece of shit movie, I'm sold. So right now, like I said, it's 8 out of 10 for me, because of the fact that the action scene for me was spot on. Issues, I have issues, of course, with the water, the water bending. It could have been a little faster. It could have been more whippy. But again, that's semantics. Maybe they ran out of money when it comes to the budget or whatever. So That's all I got to say about it. I'm happy with it. I'm sold. I'm gonna go have dinner with my wife. I'm gonna listen to the podcast so I can listen to Jester say what he has to say and Pinhead and all that stuff. So God bless you guys.
All right, man. You have a good
Yeah,
one.
thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Enjoy Din Din.
Go have
Bye-bye.
some jasmine
Alright.
tea.
Well, that was a nice sentiment from both of you guys. I'll get started right now.
Now, granted, you've only seen 2.
And that's
episodes.
I'm about to say that. Like,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
I'm literally gonna say I am the only one here that has only. I haven't finished it. As I finished it, I've only watched 2 episodes. And with that said, I'm gonna start off with the good things that I do like about this show. Number one, I really like the bending. I think the bending was phenomenally adapted, and I can understand how difficult it is to get these things right. I agree with Kuya on the sense of the water doesn't feel, it feels splashy, like, oh, like pool noodle splash, like, oh my gosh, sorry. It doesn't feel like it's actually gonna hurt me. The earth bending though had my mouth drop, when we first saw that in the opening scene. So there, things like that. The choreography is great. Casting like General Zhao, I just love that actor in general. The guy, like every time he's in something, I always enjoy what he's doing. So he honestly, I thought he was great casting for Zhao. Sokka, I think Sokka was the one I was genuinely surprised about that was actually above all the rest. Like his acting, and then for him to actually bring in the charismatic, joy that was Sokka in the animated show. I think he did a great job. I think he's phenomenal. It doesn't come off as like cringy or awkward or weird. It's natural, And I'll say the same thing about Suki when she showed up and her acting, and I was like, man, like she's phenomenal as Suki. So their chemistry was great, Again, I saw like a breath of Firelord Ozai. I literally I expect high praise from Daniel. So like, he's a great actor, so I already know he's going to be an excellent villain. I gotta say though, I know Kuya's not going to like this, but Uncle Iroh, like I was disappointed. When the casting was announced, I was like, oh, legit, he'd be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But he feels so stiff when he's acting, and it could be the actors he's around. I don't know. It feels like he's reading off cue cards sometimes, and I'm like, bruh, like you do not feel natural at all. And I've noticed it's a trend with a lot of these actors in this show, especially Katara. Like, dear Lord, I feel so bad for that girl sometimes because like there's no emotion. There's like just stiffness, and like, let me look down to the left every 20 seconds every time I say my
I did
line.
notice that like the first 1 or 2 episodes with Katara, but
Yeah.
I noticed that I think she got better as it moved along, and
Okay.
so with Iroh. There's something that happens in episode 5 that I was like, holy shit,
Okay.
that
Okay.
just blew me away. Yeah.
So again, like I said, I've only seen 2, but this is just so far. And
Right.
and the thing is with Aang, the kid that plays Aang, I noticed, and it could just be me, but my wife noticed this as well. His acting suffers when depending on the presence of the other actors around him. So when he's acting with Katara, he's like god awful, and dude, sometimes when you be acting alone with Appa, it's like, dude, he's legit. Like, wow, did great,
Mhm.
And other times it's like, yikes, So there's again the CGI tears in that second episode or the first episode. I was like, oh, bro, like this is just, I can't, like that's just stuff that bothers me. It takes me out of the experience of this show. The other thing that I guess this is not really a nitpick, but I will like tag on this for the length of the episodes. It feels like there's very little substance in the 2 that I've watched. It feels very much like I'm going to tell you everything and not show you everything as we go along this journey together. I'm just going to show you everything right away, and then that way you have like they treat me like I'm dumb. Like as an audience member, like I'm dumb. I have to explain everything to you. Which, I mean, if you remember, Mark Hamill said that he was worried about the show when he was doing the animation because he said it might be too smart for children, right? But in the sense that was not the case. Children caught on, families watched it together. They all learned something as they were watching it. Things like Sokka being sexist and the Kyoshi warriors not training men because that was like, this is our thing, that's your thing. And there was like this deep learning and connection at the end of that episode, of embracing and learning about each other. And there just wasn't any of that in that episode. It was just like, bro, she's hot. She choked me out. That was kind of weird. Now I'm gonna go learn, how to fight. So I was just kind of like, okay, I can get over that. That's no big deal. So it just feels like there's no like real substance to what I'm watching. Aang, I feel like he suffers from the fact that, in the show, he was so focused on being a child. He wanted to just have his childhood, and he didn't want to be the Avatar. You know what I mean? So he was doing things like riding the fish outside of Kyoto Island. He was like trying on the Kyoshi armor, be like, maybe this will help me be a better Avatar, And I just feel like there's not that playfulness with Aang yet. And this is no fault of the actor. This is just the writing in the sense. So again, I'm hoping to see that as I watch the show, because I will finish it. I'm not gonna put this in the sand and say not my thing, because again, like Kuya says, I have the beautiful 10 out of 10 anime that I could watch all day long. So I can always go back to that. But, there was a reason why the original producers and creators left. And I could see, as I'm watching, I see why. They're so focused on other things other than the depth of these characters so far. Again, I don't know. I haven't finished it all, but it feels like they're so focused on other things, not the character development, not the flaws that we all have. It feels like these people are already just kind of perfect. And it's like, well, okay, like for crying out loud, like Aang can already fly. Like he didn't learn how to do that until like way later. So I was like, okay, that's kind of odd, but I can get over that. There's like things I could get over clearly, but yeah. So I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna keep my, like, as much as my inner demons want to just obliterate this show, I'm not going to. I do think that there are some wonderful things in this show that will hopefully improve if they get season 2 and season 3. I want to see improvements. I want to see a higher budget. I want to see more money dumped into this thing for like serious stuff. Like, for example, the beginning when the Fire Lords or the Fire Nation invades the temple. I thought it was just random that they just flew up there and then like, oh, we're just gonna fight man to man. But in the show, something that I thought was kind of critical that I could see just being adapted differently was that the Fire Nation used technology and metal to completely overpower the other nations. They cut them off by surprise using tanks, air flyer, or like balloons, stuff to get the airbenders out of their comfort zone and to just wipe them out. And instead, it was just like man to man. I don't really know if the Fire Nation could really just take out airbenders like that. So things like that take me out of it, where I don't buy it as much. So yeah, I think it's got potential. I'm thankful that there's like, it's just better. I'm thankful it's just better than the movie. I don't like seeing people being like, oh, this was better in the movie. It's like, dude.
Yeah, like
I don't think there was anything good about that movie, bro. And I understand this is just an aspect of like, well, now we have something to compare it to. And it's not even a matter of like, this is what my actual opinion is, So again, there was nothing good about that movie. We can talk, I can say little things here. Oh, I like that. I like this. Something that I'm really struggling with is Zuko. And I don't know if it's just me, but homie seems a little zesty to be Zuko. And I'm like, and it's weird because I watch interviews with that guy and it's like, oh, you seem so natural. And like, this is a Zuko. I could clearly see like this is a Zuko. But when he's on camera, something about that camera, that lens being on you guys panic. And you just don't know. You guys forget how to act or you forget how to talk. And, like Mike says, later on in the season, he sees a difference. And that's what I expect. Maybe just over time, they got comfortable with each other and started actually acting. And I think that's good. But yeah, Zuko just like, I don't buy it. I don't buy homies just, rough. And I'm sorry. Like, for whatever reason, live action cannot get over the fact that the scar has to be an actual scar, not like a little birthmark. Like in the cartoon, he could barely open that eye because his face was so scorched. So like the birthmark thing that bothers me. It's like faded. I understand they got to keep like pretty boy pretty or whatever for the camera. I don't know. But just like Zuko has so many imperfections, inward and outward. So like there shouldn't be any shying away from that. Because that's what makes his character change so good, because how much his heart changes, how he views himself changes. So again, I'll finish it. When I come back on here, I'll have my full review. But as of the 2 episodes I've watched, that's what I've gotten.
Alrighty, gotcha. All right, Pinhead. You never got to see any of the animated series, right?
I don't have any frame of reference from this show as far as I've never seen the M. Night Shyamalan movie. I've
Okay.
never
Oh,
seen I've
okay.
never seen the
That's
show.
cool.
I've never seen the show. This is my first time seeing
Yeah.
this.
Wow.
And I tell you, this is a failure to communicate for me. This was mid at best. The show is average, and that's me being nice. I'm trying to be very nice because the cast is fine, except for like Zuko, who he's a bitch. I can't stand him. He's a fucking bitch. I don't care about Ong. I don't care about Uncle Ero or Iroh. I don't give a fuck about like he's cool. He's cool. I like his but Zuko's a bitch, so I don't care about his relationship with him. I hate him. I don't like his sister. His sister's she's not intimidating. She's supposed to be she's supposed to be as much of a badass as he is, if not more so. I like Daniel Day Kim being in here. You know, you get me there.
Yeah.
The other guy from Lost, because he's from Lost too, General Fuck Buck or whatever his name is. He's terrible in this. His acting is fucking atrocious, and it only gets worse as the episodes go down the line. And I can't even talk about it because Jester didn't finish it, but there's a critical part where it comes to and everybody has this. I don't care if this spoils it for people or not. Every show has this, every movie has this, and this movie has the critical Armageddon moment. And when he's at his Armageddon point, he's supposed to be the most intimidating. It's fucking trash. I've seen dinner theater on a yacht that's fucking better than the acting than this shit. Like, it's fucking trash. It's fucking low level grot that I couldn't get through, and I almost fell asleep. The climax toward the end where we had to have the Neo from the Matrix moment. I'm like, I fell asleep toward the end, and I had to wake up and rewind the shit to rewatch the final episode. I don't give a fuck about this. You got me a little bit with Amber Midhunter. I thought that was her. I was like, is that the bitch from Prey?
Yeah.
And then you had confirmed it. So I'm like, she was cool. I like Princess, she was cool. But the rest of the cast is fucking trash. Like Ong, that kid gets on. I don't know if I can be there. Like, he's got all these immense powers, and I just want to play and have fun, and I don't know if I can be there. Shut the fuck up, Ong. No, just do your job. Just be the Avatar and do your fucking job, you bum. Like, you're supposed to be a god. You're a bum. Like, the show is, the more and more I think about this show, it enrages me because it's average. So many people hype this shit up. They're like, man, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be it. I don't care about the adventures of Ong and his flying Falcor, his fucking wannabe never-ending story Falcor motherfucking fuck this shit. I can say this because I even said it on the chat. I'm like, guys, I don't know if I can give this 3.
Yeah.
I went through and I watched all 8 of these fucking atrocious episodes.
You went the distance.
I did. I went the distance like Rocky, and I felt like I got my ass kicked by Ivan Drago because I barely made it through. This shit was garbage. It's like being nice. I'm gonna be nice to it. It's a C- on a good day. So Ong, good try, Ong or Aang or whatever I don't care. I don't plan on ever watching this series. I'm definitely never gonna watch the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh, you should.
Dude.
Now
Yeah,
you
you should, bro.
Yeah, compare that shit.
Dude,
yeah,
that's straight up like
I
The Room,
should,
bro.
see the adventures of Ong and how he really did it. Because this shit, I admired what they do, and I do like some of the cast, but this just ain't for me. And if people like this, and for people like Kuya, I understand what Kuya is going through, because I had a similar experience with Dune Part 1. But now I see the shit for what it is, and it's like, I don't give a fuck. But I understand what Kuya is going through. I understand why he blew a load in his buddy Lee Dungarees. Like, this is especially if the M. Night Shyamalan one is as bad as everybody
Oh,
says
dude,
it is.
It's
I can
bad, bro.
understand why this is like, it's like Dragon Ball. It's like the Dragon Ball movie. The next person that does a Dragon Ball, a live adaptation, unless they try their hardest, there's no way they're gonna fuck it up as bad as the movie did. So I
Exactly.
understand where Kuya's coming from, and other people that are like, okay, this isn't that bad. And when you, especially, you guys said it himself. They called him Ong, something that should not be that hard.
Yeah.
Like.
Well,
So
to put it in perspective for you, it's like what you just watched on Netflix is like watching Dune Part 1, and then M. Night Shyamalan's movie, like right after that, going to watch The Room.
Oh God.
That's exactly what it's like, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you went from watching Denis Villeneuve to Neil Breen.
Yeah, exactly, dude, 100%.
That's terrible.
That's what I say, man. You gotta
But see,
least...
that's why I understand, and that's why I'm not judging this one so harshly, because I know. But this ain't for me. This ain't for me. I don't care about the air. And some of these visuals were wonky as fuck. Like, I can't say much about it. Like, there's an episode where called Masks or something. I think it's episode 6, where there's an escape scene where they're using fucking bamboo like to escape, and it looks bad, and it takes me out of the experience. And I'm just,
I can see that.
The Earth Movers were cool. I guess, that was some of the Mortal Kombat shit they did was cool, but this just ain't for me. It's not for me. It maybe, and I'm glad there's, especially for the representation. I'm glad that Ong is, Canadian Filipino. I'm glad that there's people. It's not just a bunch of white fucks. Not to not white people. It's just
no. I get what you're saying, bro.
We got enough, but I've had enough mayonnaise on my sandwiches. It's time to move on. Like, not to say that there should never be another white person again, but it's good to see representation for other people. Oh, it looks like me. So now I can relate.
Well, here's the thing I can say to that. It fits the story. It fits the environment. It fits everything.
That's cool. And I'm glad. I'm glad they didn't take a story that fits that environment and cast a bunch of Caucasians and, a Gods of Egypt or whatever moment all over again. Like, that's great. This just ain't for me.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I'm not gonna yuck somebody else's yum. I'm trying not to do that as much anymore. If there's people out there that enjoyed it, I'm glad. This just ain't for fucking me, man. Like, good luck with the next season, Ong, and I hope you get another season, especially with some of your side characters, because I like the girl that played a Katria or whatever her name is. Or Katana or whatever her name is. Katara.
Yeah.
She was cool. Daniel Day Kim was a cool asshole, Fire Lord. He was a prick, He makes you feel like some people like me who never grew up with a dad were lucky. Yeah. Well, an asshole like, but so overall, this ain't for me. This just ain't for me, man.
Well, hey, man, at least you watched all of them, so that's
wow.
You went the
And
distance.
no one can say, "Oh, you didn't watch them all." I watched every fucking episode.
Right. So now now you need to see the M Night Shyamalan.
Yeah,
Fuck
dude.
that.
Because Katara is played by a white girl, and so is Sokka.
Yeah.
Sokka is from fucking Twilight. Was it Jasper
okay.
from Twilight?
Jasper, yeah. uh-huh.
And then Katara is the Marky Mark's daughter in Transformers 4.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So when the movie came out years ago, everyone was just like, "Oh my god!" And then after we watched it at midnight too. After the movie, we're like, "What the fuck was that shit?"
Oh, dude, straight up, bro.
Like,
My
holy
pop
shit!
and I, we were like dumbfounded. We're like, oh my gosh, was that real? I feel like I had a fever dream, dude. Like it wasn't real walking out
Oh,
of that
man.
theater.
Yeah. So yeah, like you can just imagine the disappointment that everyone had when we watched. There was fucking merchandise. They had fucking
Mhm.
Happy Meals. They had action figures. I got some of the action figures because I was like, oh shit. I never got the stuff from the animated series. But man, when that movie was out, we were like, what the hell happened? What was that? Like M. Night Shyamalan was like, hey, I'm gonna make The Last Airbender, and I'm gonna put fucking Slumdog Millionaire as Zuko.
He did, yeah.
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 And then
And he claimed he was a fan too.
He did.
I totally believe it. Like he was a fan, but he was just like, well, fuck, I'm gonna make my own fucking movie. Fuck all that shit.
Oh
Aang,
man.
I'm gonna fucking call him Ong.
So dumb, bro.
And it was-
I blame you for that too, Mike, because every time I was watching the show on Netflix, I was like, hey, it's Ong. It's Ong.
Because even Ong in the movie wasn't it a white kid too? It was a white kid,
I think he was half. I
or
think
maybe
he's
he was
half
half.
Asian.
Yeah.
Because I remember like his look fit well.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
his look did fit well. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
remember the teaser. Like you can just YouTube the teaser. You can YouTube the comparisons and all that shit. Like oh, it looks like the teaser looked badass. I was like, oh shit, what's this? Like,
Dude, we got catfished. Like
oh,
straight up, dude. We got catfished with that.
Yeah, and that's why when they announced this years ago, everyone was like, oh my god, like there's excitement, but at the same time, everyone was like, I don't know. I don't know. We got fooled once before by M.
Yeah.
Night Shyamalan. Netflix has more money too. But yeah, I do hope eventually with season 2, the visual effects will definitely improve. And I think, yeah, definitely the acting and the writing. And yeah, it is unfortunate that the original creators left, midway, halfway between when they were making it. But it seems like
And I will say this is one show that ain't for me that I hope does get another season.
yeah.
Because this is still better than a lot of crap that keeps getting season after season after season. So I hope it does get another season.
Yeah, so the kid that played Ong in the movie was Noah Ringer, and he's an American martial artist, and that's why I'm glad. Like with Zuko in this one, he's also a martial artist.
Oh,
Okay.
I can tell.
Yeah,
I
so
can tell
you
that.
I can tell too. That makes
Right.
sense now.
So it made
because
a
he looks
difference,
it.
right? And the way he moved, moves in the show, like you can tell, like because I mean, you can't just learn all this stuff in 6
No,
months.
Right.
like
You know what I
some
mean?
of those kicks he was throwing, I was like, boy, you've been in the dojo before. That ain't just off 3 months of training.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the
Those
fact that
were natural kicks. So
in the M. Night Shyamalan movie, they could not just create the fire. There had to be a source of fire for them to manipulate it. Unlike the original show, in this one, they can just create the fire out of nowhere,
Mhm.
which is how it's supposed to be.
Well, that's because they got it from the dragons, which
Right.
M. Night forgot about somehow and was like,
Yeah.
Stu, who
Like,
cares about that storyline?
Forget that shit.
Because that's a
But
big
yeah.
part of the last book, that's a big part of the whole story. Zuko relearning how to make fire. That's a
Right.
huge part of the story.
And that's why I fucking love when he's kicking. He's fucking like his kicks are like fucking flames and like shit,
Mhm.
it looks fucking awesome. And yeah, I get it. The
now
water.
you guys are making me want to watch the show. Fuck the movie. Like
Watch the show. Yeah,
man.
watch the show.
Watch the show. It's legit.
The story is fantastic. There's so much lore and the story and everything, like the spirituality and the lessons. It's great. It is fantastic. Because even that's his name, Dante Bosco. He was doing he had an interview with Dallas Liu, so both Zuko's
Okay.
from the animated series and the Dante Bosco was telling Dallas, like, don't forget about what I did. This is your time to shine. You do your own thing. And Dallas Liu was even saying, like, he was even crediting Dev Patel, who played Zuko in the movie.
Oh,
the
wow.
Shyamalan movie, yeah. So, but the fact that I thought it was interesting that when Dante Bosco shared, they've been doing the convention rounds, they've been meeting the fans for like the last 10 plus years, and he was saying Dante Bosco has the longest line along with Hayden Christensen at the convention.
Wow. Yeah.
And so one of the guys that had him sign something told him, like, hey, I grew up with you. And then he was like, oh, thanks, I appreciate that. And then the guy's like, no, you don't understand. I grew up with you. And then he goes to explain, like, you guys changed our generation. Everything from the Me Too movement to Black Lives Matter to all the stuff that's been going on, the protesting, you got everyone out. That's the generation that grew up with this show, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Right.
And it's all there. And he was just like taken aback, like, he was just doing a job. He was just, he wasn't thinking about how it would affect people and how it would affect, the kids watching the show. And yet here you have this guy sharing that, it inspired a generation to, fight for injustices and do all these things. So I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, because those stories in that story were so well told and
yeah,
so real. Like, it was real people's problems. You know what I mean?
Right. And for a kids show on Nickelodeon, like,
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's why I was like, oh, and
That's
like,
what's crazy to me, man. This is a show that's on Nickelodeon, for crying out loud. Like,
yeah.
Like I said, man, Mark Hamill, he said he was hesitant to take the job as Fire Lord Ozai because he was like, I think this is going to go over kids' heads. But
yeah,
in the end, he was like, I got people coming up. It's like, dude, me and my kid watched it. We love it. Blah, blah. We learned so much, And he's like, oh, wow, awesome.
Yeah.
So,
and it just goes to show it's not lost on especially kids. When the story is well written and you have these great characters who who are allowed to play in these stories, then there you go. So, yep. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some news on the second season, because it looks like it's #1 on Netflix. I mean,
I'm sure the hype around it's pretty crazy right now.
Yeah, it is in the top 10. So, but yeah, it's cool to finally see the show, and because they've been teasing it, they've been talking about it, they've been showing us stuff for the longest time. So, and I get it.
yeah. You said the kid that plays Aang has been doing this since he was 12. Like,
they filmed when he was 12 years old.
yeah.
So that was around 2021, and now he's 14. So yeah, when you look at him on the show and you look at him now when he's doing the interviews, you can tell a difference. Like, he's grown up in the last 2 years. So,
and as it stands right now, yes, The Last Airbender is #1.
Yeah,
and
that's good.
Shows so
no fucking reason Netflix won't give us season 2, because
They'll do
holy
another
shit,
one.
there'll be fucking hell to pay. They're like, nah. Like,
Yeah.
stop with that bullshit. But they are the original creators were there is another Avatar animated film, I think, that's planned for next year.
Yes,
to hit
October
theaters.
5th, 2025.
Yeah. So
continuing the story of where they left off, or
so it will be based off the original characters as adults. But so the Legend of Korra, which had to do with after she's the next Avatar after Aang passed away. We got some flashbacks of the older gang as they were adults with some of some side stories. So I think they're going to more lean into what they already showed us and continue with that.
okay.
And then they're supposed to be scheduled another show based off the Earth. So as it cycles, right? So you have air, water, which was Legend of Korra. Now we're going to get an earth bending one as well, which is set in the 60s or something like that. So present time. Yeah.
Huh. Wow. Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, because just recent, within the last around 2020, I think is also when they announced, like, hey, we're gonna do more within the Avatar universe. And then James Cameron's like, well, are you calling it fucking out?
Yeah.
But I'm glad. Like, I'm glad to see the logo Avatar: The Last, as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, James Cameron can call his shit Avatar. That's fine.
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
is
didn't
also
they
Avatar.
come first before
Yeah.
James?
Yes,
Like,
way
Yeah.
before
shut the
James.
fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
Shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
Yeah. Because there were, and that's why M. Night Shyamalan could not call his movie Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think it's because at the time James Cameron was fighting it.
Well, it's
some
because
reason.
because Avatar came out the same year, so
Right.
they were having a hard time with like this is going to conflict with advertising. We don't want to
That's
get
right,
people
with the
confused,
branding. Yeah.
And it's like it's stupid because at the time, I mean, for crying out loud, James Cameron was riding that stupid tidal wave Titanic his entire career until
Yeah.
until he made Avatar. So it was like, dude, shut up. The Last Airbender was way before you. Maybe just move it a little bit or whatever. But yeah, I know that was the main complaint was that
Yeah.
people are gonna get confused.
Because James Cameron's Avatar was 2009. The Last Airbender movie came out 2010.
Yeah.
An hour and 43 minutes. That's the
Oof.
runtime of the movie.
Oof.
And that's why, yeah, like, how can you? The only way to do a retelling in live action is to actually do a series
Yeah.
like this. And I get it. With the 8 episodes, yeah, I could see that they could actually push it to 10. I mean, come on, Netflix, you got all that money. But at the same time, like, yeah, the audience, I understand now, like, you have to keep it with 10 and under for episodes, But hopefully, if they, depending on what they do with season 2, then they realize, hey, we can go a little bit more with, the episodes and do 10, a max of 10, and not more than that. So it's easier because when I saw it was like 8, I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't realize the runtimes, most of them were like 40, 50 plus minutes. I'm like, oh shit, okay. None of this 30 minutes, like,
Yeah.
so. But yeah, that's pretty much it, unless you guys have anything else.
No, I think
No,
I'm all
I'm
fresh out.
I'm still
Alrighty.
trying to finish Final Fantasy, so I'll be doing that on the next podcast.
Nice.
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna be seeing Dune Part 2 pretty soon tonight. And
Fuck Dune Part 2.
I'll definitely be doing maybe a non-spoilery or maybe a spoilery review too, or whatever.
Ooh, all
reaction.
right.
Yeah, for those who may be interested.
I'll be watching it because I already know what happens.
Exactly. I've read the book
Yeah.
3 times.
I've read the book.
Okay,
I've
there
read
you
the
go. Okay,
entire
yeah.
series.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah.
I
so
can spoil things for you guys, so I'll
right?
just behave. I'll just behave.
I'll be seeing it in IMAX, so I'm excited. I haven't seen an IMAX movie in a while, so
Good, man. Have
That's
fun.
cool. That's cool.
I'm
Have a
excited.
good time, man.
Yeah, I don't know if Galaxy Theaters has the Worm Mussy popcorn
I was to say,
bucket.
stay away from that, man. Get your hand out of that popcorn box.
I know, right? It's a trap.
It is a trap.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys for joining me. This was fun.
This was fun.
So until
Thank
next
you.
time, the next episode. So more Bad Batch to come and many other things. And of course, next weekend is when Dune Part 2 really hits the box office. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
Long live Ong. Huh?
Yeah, Ong, the Avatar. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, thank God it's over.
Yeah, now you should. Or maybe that sounds like an episode of Take a Shot. Like
Oh,
what
yeah.
we did before.
Yeah, we just watched
movie and fucking take shots. Like, holy shit! 10 minutes in, I'm already like fucking buzzed.
Oh
Yeah.
dude.
You may end up in the hospital. You better be careful.
That'd be hilarious, dude. Since Pinhead hasn't seen it yet, too. That'd be hilarious.
Oh yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I'd love
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. The bend. Oh shit, the bending there. Oh,
Oh, dude.
fucking shit.
Now
Like,
you guys
what the
got me
fuck?
curious,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. Oh, dude, I'm
Oh,
telling
man.
you. Oh man,
I'd be down, dude. We should watch that. We should do that. That'd be fun.
We should
Yeah.
plan that. Yeah, that sounds like fun.
All right.
Alrighty. See you guys next time. Stay safe out there.
You too, man. Have a good night.
See ya.